21 Jump Street tells the story of Schmidt and Jenko and how they are undercover cops infiltrating crime at a high school and how they have to relive that experience. And while the film certainly delivers on the comedy that it promises, frankly, it manages to deliver both a coming-of-age tale as well as a tale of two men who ultimately bond. And I have to say that the film is really well crafted simply because the fact that in the first, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes especially, if there was one particular shot or one line of dialogue that was, let's say, presented or shown differently, frankly speaking, the rest of the film might not have that same consistent tone, or the setup for that particular later part of the film might not actually make a whole lot of sense in terms of the angle with which it is being delivered in, let's say, a self-aware manner. Because the film really manages to embrace the very thing that it is, which is in fact really a spin-off, if you will, of something that was successful in the past, and kind of having to repeat the past is an interesting theme brought about throughout the course of this film, especially when Schmidt and Jenko have to relive high school. And through that comes this relatively light-hearted yet satisfying coming-of-age tale of both the characters who were at different, let's say, situations in terms of a social status in high school when they were actually in high school, and now having to relive, let's say, the opposite side of things is something so interesting to see, having two characters almost as a fish out of water in their respective situations, having to deal with it, having to rival, and yet at the same time work together, really not only adds that coming-of-age essence, but at the same time adds that relationship of theirs that is so complicated, yet so beautiful almost to witness on screen. And what I certainly appreciated was that at its core, the film really is about this beautiful relationship between Schmidt and Jenko, how it progresses and develops through the events that occur, and yet the complications that they seem to possess while being both friends or brothers, and at the same time having to work together, really adds to this chord that really is striking. And the fact of the matter is that all of the jokes and situations are almost based around it, rather than the jokes and the situations feeling seemingly random. They all make sense and have a necessity within the due course of the film, really making the film extremely well connected and tethered together. Though I can certainly admit that certain elements with regards to the humor might not appeal to everyone, what I really appreciated was that the film did not go for disgust or shock value, rather it chose to surprise, because there is a striking difference in and of itself between shock and surprise, and the film definitely chose the latter and definitely managed to execute the latter better, thereby making this experience extremely refreshing, in fact, to witness. Furthermore, the film really manages to bring about an interesting contrast between our past and our present, and how the present might not be so positive, or considering the fact that there are certain things that might just be described as weird in today's day and age that we live with, but at times we don't notice, and the film manages to bring those things about. Frankly speaking, 21 Jump Street is a film that uses the past to really provide something new, and it uses things that have been used before to provide something refreshing, really making it an interestingly crafted film, and a film that I was really satisfied by. I'm going to give 21 Jump Street a double yes.